it going, everybody? I'm Pierre Piscitelli. Thanks for joining me. Last week, Rick Davies passed away from the band Supertramp, one of my all-time favorites, so I thought it would be appropriate to honor him by covering the Logical song. On a side note, as some of you might know, I put out a Fender Rhodes video last year. I put out 2 of them where I covered famous intros, and I got hundreds of angry comments saying, what about Supertramp? What about Goodbye Stranger? What about the Logical song? Blah, 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 blah. And what I think a lot of people don't know is that the Supertramp sound is a Wurlitzer piano. It's not a Rhodes. Totally different. The Wurlitzer electric piano used reeds instead of tines, and it had a bit of a drier, more nasally, angry, kind of aggressive sound with a quicker decay. It's very different. If you hear the 2 side by side, you can quickly tell the difference. So that's why I didn't include any Supertramp in that video, but needless to say, I love Supertramp and I love this song. So let's dig into it and I'll teach you how to play it. Let's start with the intro, which requires a C minor chord. So we're gonna play it this way, G, C, E flat, G with the right hand. You could just do this if you like, but the G rounds it out nicely and it just sounds a little bit better. So there are a lot of eighth notes in this song. Your right hand is going to be falling off by the end of this. So we're going to play 4 bars of C minor eighth notes like this. Now if I just play them like this, doesn't sound quite right. We need to put the accents in the right place. So there's an accent on the first beat and the 4th beat, meaning beats meaning eighth notes out of the 8 beats. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Listen again. Okay, so the 1st and 4th eighth notes need a little bit of a push. Now the left hand copies the bass, play a low C like this, and do it twice, so 1, 2, and then the bass does this slide, which you can't really do on the keys, so what I do is F, G, B flat. I use fingers 3, 2, 1, and it's quick. So altogether 2 C's and then the F, G, B flat. Again. Now slowly I'll show you where this lines up. So notice on that first eighth note I just talked about and the 4th where you're accenting, that's where the left hand is playing the C. So that helps you accent those moments actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's your 4-bar intro. I'll play it again a little bit faster. Go. Now we'll stay on the C minor for the verse. Let me actually just play the verse for you so you hear what it sounds like. Before I go on, I just wanted to thank you all for watching this lesson. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like this video and leave a comment. If you want to check out my sheet music store where I have this score as well as tons of others available, go to the video description and check out the link. Also, don't forget to check out my Patreon if you want to support what I do. Thank you so much. A little bit slower, 3 and 4 and. So I'll take you through the right hand chords first. We'll just do the positions. The C minor from the beginning stays there. Now the thumb moves up a half step to create A flat major 7. This is the second chord. Now move the hand down to G, B flat, D, F. This is a G minor 7. It's your third chord. Now all you have to do is move the thumb down to F. And you get your fourth chord, B flat major. Now, let's bring everything down to F, A flat, C, E flat. This looks like an F minor 7. It's also an A flat 6. Why? Because if I move the F up here, you see you have an A flat major chord with the 6th right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it could go either way. I called it A flat 6 because the left hand will be A flat, really rooting this chord in an A flat sound. It just makes more sense to me. But F minor 7 is fine. And then we're going to move this one finger off of the A flat to A natural to get F7. So again, here are these chord positions. C minor, A flat major 7, G minor 7, B flat major, A flat 6 or F minor 7, and then the sixth position, F7. So you want to get these under your fingers first before the da 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 da, all those eighth notes and stuff. So again, C minor, A flat major 7, G minor 7, B flat major, A flat 6, F7. Now here's how they work. The first one, the C minor, is a full bar, 8 eighth notes. The A flat major 7 is half a bar. It's only 4 times. Like that. Now the G minor 7, full bar, 8 eighth notes. The next chord, B flat major, full bar. The A flat 6 or F minor 7, half a bar, only 4 eighth notes. And now the F7, full bar. So you're doing them either 8 times or 4 times. It's simple. So let me play it again without talking. Some of them are 8, some of them are 4 times, just like that. You will repeat that, and the only thing you're going to do that's different at the end is the last chord. You do another bar of that. So that F7 at the end is actually 16 times. There's just a little spacer there. So that's how a full verse would sound. Let me play through that for you. Repeat. Now stay here. See how there's that little extra bar of F7? That's really important, and that's how you play a verse. Now, as far as the left hand goes, you could be simple and just play the roots. So for a C minor, the first one, you could just play C. The next chord, play A flat. Then G, B flat, A flat, A natural. Right? At that point, it's not really the root, it's the bass line, right? A is not the root of F7. It's F7 over A. But you can play these very simple bass notes and get away with it, like this. If you're playing in a band, it's going to be covered up by the bass anyway. It's totally fine. Let me show you what was actually played in the left hand on the recording in case you want to learn it. Repeat. bar at the end. So let's talk through it. C minor bar, the first bar of the verse. You're playing the root, C, just a couple of times to accent it a little bit. C, C, C. Now B flat is kind of a passing note into A flat twice, and then G. 3 times, climb up, A, B flat again twice, A flat, A, like that. Again, I won't talk. Rewatch that and study that to learn the left hand. Now let me show you where it actually lines up with the right. 3 and 4 and... Repeat. Extra bar. I'll go even slower so that you can see literally every single eighth note. Repeat. Do that bar again. Just like that. I consider that, with the repetition, to be a full verse. So you've learned an intro and a verse. We're going to do another complete verse in the exact same way, like this. Repeat. Bar. So what I just played for you, we've done that twice after the intro, right? It's like kind of like 4 cycles through the same thing, but it's really 2 complete verses in my view. And now there are times, right? This is the chorus, or some people call it the pre-chorus. I'll play it for you. I love this. Beautiful. And you're going to actually do that again. See, there's a little bit of a difference at the end. Dum, bum, bum, bum. That's tag that happens twice. This is not too hard of a section, although my hand is starting to get a little bit tired from all the eighth notes. So what you're going to do now is play an E flat major chord for this pre-chorus, chorus, whatever you want to call it. I do it this way. I do G, B flat, E flat, G, like that. Okay, so you're going to do this for 2 full bars, 16 eighth notes. Slight movement to A half diminished 7, or you could call it A minor 7 flat 5, like this, A, C, E flat, G. Also 2 bars, 16 times. And then the last thing is move your thumb down to A flat. A flat major 7. And that's also 2 bars. Now, 3-note chord. We're just going to play D flat major this way. A flat, D flat, F. For 2 bars like that. So there were really 4 positions that I just showed you. E flat major, A half diminished, A flat major 7, and then just a plain D flat major triad. That's it. That's all it is. So now let's look at the left hand, which is simpler, much simpler than the verse left hand. It's an E flat octave twice, like this. It's a long and a short. Now in between that, look at my middle and second fingers. B flat, C are pretty much right under those fingers, right? If you're looking at it and thinking about what naturally happens under there without stretching or stressing out too much. They're right there. So you're going to play those notes, B flat, C, like that. So watch. And then back to the octave. That happens 3 times. And then D flat octave to C, and then B flat octave to A flat. So all the left hand. Here we go. Just like that. If you put it together slowly. Where those line up. There are, like I mentioned in the beginning, a lot of accents on the first and fourth eighth note. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Same in this part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Now we wouldn't count it that way. We'd say 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. But I'm just saying the eighth notes out loud. Now once you do that, it repeats again. Same as before. Now beware of the differences here. I'll play it and then I'll break it down. Here's how this section ends. The right hand is just D flat major, right? Don't need to show you anything there. Left hand is similar to what I showed you a minute ago. D flat, C, B flat, A flat. But then it climbs up quickly. You retrace your steps. B flat, C, D flat. So very similar, but you retrace your steps backwards. Everything's anticipated, right? You're a little bit ahead with the left hand. It doesn't go. Right, that would be boring. It goes. Like I was saying earlier, on the first eighth note, the fourth eighth note, the eighth note, right? It's always a little bit ahead. That's what propels this part forward and what makes it sound so good. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? We're always a little ahead. Let me do that slower, then we'll move on. There's the end of your chorus. Now, back to a verse, which you already know. Repeat. Extra bar. Now once you do that, you're going to play that same verse progression up an octave for the sax solo, right? There's that great sax solo. Right, that whole thing. And what he does, he plays the piano part up here. So it's something kind of interesting here. If you want to make it easy, you can just play what I taught you in that verse several times up an octave like this. Extra bar. That's fine. But the cool thing is that he uses his upper fingers, usually 5, 4, and 3, to kind of outline the melody at times within the chords that I showed you. Let me explain what that means. So, logical, right? You hear that da da da. So instead of just staying on the G minor 7, he went like this. And then the next chord, B flat, he does the same thing. And then the next chord. So with those upper fingers, you can kind of outline parts of the melody, which I think is so brilliant. And I love that he did that when playing the Wurlitzer part. Let me play that slowly. Like that. So it just adds a little something if you want to do it. If you just want to take what I taught you and move it up the octave for the solo, it's completely fine. No problem. Now after that, you go into the next section. There are times, right? I think those are the words. We'll call this a chorus. Some call it a bridge. I don't really know what to call it, but... Same thing I already taught you. This. So let's talk about that. I messed up, but it's okay. That part right there, the tag dun 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 dun, which I told you you had to do twice in the last chorus. We do this 4 times at the end. This is where they go, who I am, who I am, who I am, right? It keeps tagging over and over. So make sure you do this 4 times. 2. extending what I taught you before. We're very close to the end. There is a 9-bar vamp that repeats over and over with some soloing and stuff like that as the song fades out. Super fun to play. Here's what it sounds like. Again. I love that. There's nothing more Supertramp than that. So what you're doing in the right hand, C7 chord like this. You're doing it for almost 3 full bars. So like this. Second bar. Third bar. But on the very last 8th note of that third bar, you migrate up to F minor. F, A flat, C to anticipate the next bar. So again, C, E, G, B flat, C7. Up to F minor. And the F minor happens 3 times into the next bar. And then you move the thumb down to E flat to make F minor 7. Once the left hand comes in, it'll make sense. Like that. So let me play that. Here we go. Now, back to the C7 for those 3 full bars. Here we go. Different the second time around. So I did F minor, again, F, A flat, C, F, A flat, C. And then I went to E flat, G, C, which is a C minor chord, like that. I played that 4 times. And then I moved the middle finger up a half step to A flat to get A flat major 9 times. So those 3 ending chords, F minor, C minor, A flat. Let me show you in context what all of that right hand sounds like. Back to the C7. The top of the vamp right there. It's a full 9 bars. It's kind of strange, and that's what makes it cool. So practice that over and over and over before you move on to the left hand. Here's the left hand. Again. Difference at the end, but almost the same thing twice. Let's break down the left hand. Start with G, B flat, C. Now B flat, C. And move up to E flat, E, C. Back to G, B flat, C. And then half steps G, G flat, F. Like that. And you play the F twice. Now let's do that again. G, B flat, C, B flat, C, E flat, E, C, all the same. G, B flat, C, G, G flat, F, or you can call it F sharp, doesn't matter. But now for the ending, we'll go to E flat, G, A flat, and that's your complete 9 bars. full 9 bars. Very slowly with the right hand, here's how it links up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... top, and it happens again and again. So go back and rewatch that and go step by step by step to link the hands together, and I'm sure that you'll get it with some practice. If you can't do that left hand and line it up and you're playing in a band, most likely the bass is going to take care of it and you can just get away with the right hand. Actually, you can get away with the right hand for a lot of this if you're in a band and the bass player might prefer it. This Wurlitzer part happens to be very bass heavy. And you don't really hear it in the mix because the Wurlitzer part itself is so trebly. I think all of the bass was rolled off, so that it doesn't fight with the bass on the record. So that's why it works. But anyway, rest in peace, Rick Davies. This is an amazing piano part. I think everybody should learn it. It's a beautiful song. Always been a favorite of mine, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment, and I will see you all in the next one.